Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. There was a TV show that came out in 1983 called Rubik, the Amazing Cube. It was actually part of the Pac-Man Rubik the Amazing Cube hour block on ABC, and that just sounds incredible. So I've never actually watched a full episode of this, and we're going to do that today. We're going to watch the Christmas special because why not? It's getting close to Christmas. So let's check this out. I don't know what I expected, but it was not that. So, okay, let's just go through the episode. I'm gonna talk about what happens. I'll walk you through it. If you want to watch it, go for it. I'll put a link in the description. It has some commercials in it, and it also has a little bit of Schoolhouse Rock at the end, so that's fun. Right from the opening theme, you know exactly what you're getting into.
On a mysterious night, the cube appeared, bringing happiness. The cube has changed everything in our lives. He's colorful, magical, lovable. Rubik, he's our friend. Rubik, the amazing cube.
Hello, my name is Rubik.
That just tells you exactly what the show is going to be like. Now, there's the character Rubik, and it's not Erno Rubik. It is some weird cube troll anthropomorphic thing with a really high-pitched voice that I guess was recorded slowly and then sped up to have that high-pitched voice. But this thing is scary. So the show opens also with being introduced to the characters with the most lazily sung version of Feliz Navidad, and one of the characters we'll find out named Lisa mentions that it's their 87th time singing it, and I almost feel like it's gotta have been the 87th time in the sound booth, because that's what it sounds like to me.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
Now, if you're not already confused enough, don't worry, it gets better, because Rubik, the amazing troll cube thing, shows up and brings Lisa's doll to life, which then goes on to attack the dog. You know, like a puzzle would. Yeah. And suddenly things change, and now we're watching Hispanic Fonzie steal a truck with his pal, and they're stealing a bunch of toys. So that is how we're going to tie this into Christmas, with some people stealing some toys right before Christmas. But we'll get back to them, because suddenly we jump back to the kids, and they're going to their grandma's, and the dog runs into the boy. I don't know his name. I don't think they say his name at all in this episode, and knocks out the cube out of his pocket, which he shouts,
My toy!
So how many people know that this is an actual thing? I don't know. But I guess some people think it's a toy. Some people think it's this weird creature. Is it in their head? We'll find out. But I don't know how Rubik feels about being called a toy. But just to hit home the stereotype, they look out the window and there's some kids hitting a piñata.
Every year the kids break the piñata.
So we need to get the kids involved into this story, and Grandma gets a call on the radio that says someone stole a truck. I don't think Grandma's an officer or anything, but she's just been informed of this. Apparently the kids are deaf to radios that are 5 feet from them, because they have to ask what they just heard.
A couple of boys stole a truck loaded with Christmas toys.
What is it, Grandma Ria?
Don't worry about that truck too much, because it goes careening off a cliff, or almost. A small tree stops the truck that's growing out of the side of the cliff. So we'll get back to them in a second, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what powers Rubik has. It seems to be powers similar to the Green Lantern. It looks very similar to what Green Lantern can do. You just think of it and it happens. But I would not cross Rubik in any way, because he'll encase you in a giant egg. Now, I've been trying to figure out what Rubik's laugh sounds like, and I think I figured it out. So we jump back to the bad guys, And they look like bad versions of the bad guys, so I got really confused because they're pulling the truck up from the cliff by a rope. That's impressive, just on its own. That's pretty impressive. But there's new bad guys that are not the bad guys we had, but now new ones with mustaches, because the bad guys weren't bad enough. So the new bad guys then take the truck. Okay, we cut back to Grandma, and I have to say, I love her Speed Racer helmet. And then Grandma tries to stop the truck, and I would say her to not do it, but luckily Rubik steps in and turns her into a tornado.
You'll get hurt! Come on!
As a puzzle does. But Rubik gets tossed into the truck and doesn't have his powers anymore. I had no idea at this point how his powers work, but they'll explain it later. But apparently, right now, he can't use them. So at this point, the cube is now fallen out of the truck and into a nest, and they haven't mentioned that Grandma knows what the cube is, but she apparently feels it's okay to lower a human person over a cliff by a rope around their waist to get this cube. It's very dangerous. Kids don't do that. That's really bad. But here they finally show the cube has to be solved for it to work. So this is something that if you are not following from episode 1 to the next, you will not know how this thing works. It's kind of like Marvel films. Just Rubik's Cube. Oh, and then Grandma has a plane suddenly and she can fly that plane. And of course, your standard plane truck fight ensues. Now, what's coming up next, though, is probably the scariest thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Both what Rubik says
Rubik handles everything fine!
And what he does to the bad guys.
What's happening? Our feet!
Now, they don't ever show the bad guys being turned back. So we just have to assume that's the rest of their life now. That's the life they live now. That's haunting my dreams. Now, after all this, I have one big question that happens next. And what is going on here? Is that a pocket? What shirt has a pocket like that? Does he have like a tube top and then a waist shirt? What is this and how does it work? Because I need this shirt. If you know where to get this shirt, let me know because I need this shirt. Or where else am I going to keep all my Rubik's Cubes? And also, Lisa now has magical tear powers.
We will have Christmas. Look, Lisa's tears. I see it!
Okay, maybe she taught it to Snape also, because it's very similar. Although instead of memories, it's seeing things in other locations. Magical tear powers. I probably shouldn't question this stuff anymore. Oh, and he can control the weather, as puzzles do. Wait, did they just hint that Rubik is Santa? Is that how this works? Well, anyways, that was the Rubik the Amazing Cube Christmas episode. I want to find the rest of these episodes in good quality, not just on YouTube, and watch them all because that was the most exciting 20 minutes I've seen in a long time. But you know what was the best part of all of this? The commercial for Droids, the cartoon.
Coming this fall.
R2-D2, what are you doing? Oh, mad droid! Mad droid!
The news is out and everyone's excited. Droids are with us. Saturdays this fall.
You'll love it!
So thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.